All right, let's dive right in. We're about to take a deep, cinematic journey into one of the most mind-blowing chapters in the entire Bible, Revelation chapter 1.
See, this isn't something you just read. It's a vision you're meant to experience. So today, we're going to try to do just that. We're going to try and see exactly what John saw and hear what he heard. Think of the first few verses as the opening credits. It's this direct message from heaven that sets the stage and tells us exactly what we're watching and, why it's so important.
Okay, so verse 1, this lays out the divine chain of command, right? This is an unveiling, not some hidden secret. So in your mind, picture this. A brilliant beam of light flows from God the Father's throne straight to Jesus. Then Jesus hands this message off to this shimmering angel who carries that pure information right down to earth. It's like a direct, unfiltered download from the top.
And then, verse 2, we meet our guy on the ground, our eyewitness, John. I want you to really see him. He's an old man, right? Pen in his hand, eyes just wide with what he's seeing. He's not trying to interpret anything. He's just being a reporter. He is furiously scribbling on a scroll, trying to capture every single detail of this cosmic event for us. He's basically our camera.
Now, verse 3, this one comes with a promise and a bit of a warning. This isn't just some old story. There's a real blessing attached to it and a sense of urgency, like the clock is ticking. So imagine this ancient, leather-bound book, and it's literally glowing. As someone reads it out loud, that light just spreads out and touches everyone gathered around, listening. The message itself has this tangible power. And right here, that powerful message is about to get personal. It shifts from this huge cosmic announcement into what is basically a letter addressed to 7 very specific churches.
So verse 4 kicks off the letter, and check out who it's from. It's not just from God, it's from the eternal God. To really get this, picture a vast cosmic background, and in that space you see 3 overlapping images of a great throne. One looks super ancient and weathered. One is solid and here now. And the third one is kind of shimmering and translucent. It's the future. This is a greeting from completely outside of time.
Verse 5 brings in the second sender, Jesus, and it gives him these 3 incredible titles that just build on each other. First, the faithful witness. Just picture someone standing totally firm, speaking a truth that you just can't deny. Then it calls him the firstborn from the dead. Now you see a powerful figure just bursting out of a dark, sealed tomb. Total victory. And finally, ruler over the kings of the earth. For this, just imagine a single divine hand, and it's effortlessly holding 7 little earthly crowns right in its palm. It's not even a challenge. Then verse 6 flips it. It's not just about who he is, but what he's done for us. It's all about action and this brand new identity we get. So imagine a dark, rusty chain, okay? And that's our sin. Then this wave of deep crimson washes over it. But the chain doesn't just get clean, it shatters. And where the pieces fall, they transform into a small royal crown and a pure white priest's robe. Total transformation.
Okay, get ready for a flash forward in verse 7. This is describing the most public event in all of history. No secret return here. Picture this. A figure is descending through this magnificent swirl of clouds. And as he comes, you see countless eyes from every single nation on a globe, all turning up at the exact same moment to watch. Absolutely no one is going to miss this.
And then verse 8. A voice just booms with ultimate authority. He says, I am the Alpha and the Omega. The first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. He is the absolute beginning and the definitive end. So to picture this, see those 2 giant Greek letters, Alpha and Omega, and they're framing a vast, starry universe. He contains all of it. End of story. So we've just been looking at this massive cosmic scale. But now the focus shifts dramatically. The camera zooms way in, right onto John, in a very specific place, at a very specific time. The vision is about to get real. Verse 9 really grounds us in what's happening to John. He's not on vacation, he's an exiled prisoner. So picture this lonely, rugged, rocky island just surrounded by a rough, choppy sea. And we see this solitary figure, John, standing on the shore. He's been totally isolated from the world, but as we're about to see, he is definitely not alone. All right, verse 10. This is where reality just breaks. We're looking at the back of John's head, and then bam, out of nowhere, this powerful sound wave, and you can see it shimmering like the blast from a golden trumpet. It just ripples through the air right behind him. It's a sound so pure and powerful you can actually see it.
So in verse 11, this incredible voice gives John a direct command.
It's the Alpha and Omega speaking again, giving John his mission. So see this divine shining hand just extend into the frame. It offers John an empty scroll and a quill, and then it points toward this spectral map of what we'd call Turkey today. And on that map, 7 distinct points of light are just glowing. That number 7, symbolizing completeness. So, compelled by this voice and this clear mission, John has to turn around. And what he's about to see, honestly, it's the visual climax of this entire chapter. He's about to see the Son of Man.
Okay, verse 12. As John turns, the very first thing he sees is the setting for this vision. Imagine a slow cinematic pan across a really dark space, and one by one, 7 tall, ornate, brilliantly glowing golden lampstands are revealed. They are the only source of light in this whole scene. And then, in verse 13, a figure emerges from the shadows. He's walking right in the middle of these lights. It's this majestic being, and he's clothed in a long flowing robe with a wide golden sash across his chest. I mean, this is the look of both a high priest and a king. And he's moving with this incredible purpose. He is the source of all this light.
Verse 14 gives us this shocking close-up of his face. His hair, it isn't white from old age. No, it's this brilliant, pure white, like fresh snow, which just screams ancient wisdom. And his eyes, they're not normal eyes. They are 2 points of intense, living, burning fire that seem to see right through everything. Then, in verse 15, the camera pans down to his feet. They're glowing, like molten brass being purified in a furnace. They look completely unbreakable, totally pure. And his voice, it isn't just loud. It's the sound of a massive, roaring waterfall. Countless drops of water all speaking at once. It's overwhelming and incredibly powerful. Verse 16 throws 3 more symbols of power at us, and they are intense. In his right hand, he's just holding 7 impossibly bright stars. Then out of his mouth comes not words, but a sharp, glowing 2-edged sword. That's the power of his word. And his face, you can't even look at it directly. It's as blindingly bright as the sun at high noon. I mean, can you imagine? Faced with this incredible, absolutely terrifying sight, any human being would just be completely overwhelmed. And that brings us to the final moments of this vision, what we can call a divine commission. So in verse 17, John does the only thing a person could do. He just collapses. Picture him, flat on the ground, like he's dead. But then that same powerful hand, the one that's holding 7 stars, remember, it gently rests on his shoulder. And that terrifying voice softens, becomes comforting, and says, "Do not be afraid."
Verse 18. Wow, this is the great declaration of victory over everything. To really lock this in your mind, picture that triumphant hand. And now it's holding 2 large, ancient, ominous-looking keys. One has death carved into it, and the other says Hades, the realm of the dead. So get this, he didn't just escape death, he now owns the keys to the entire operation. Okay, verse 19. The command to write gets repeated, but it's expanded. This verse is basically the table of contents for the entire book of Revelation. So just see a scroll magically unfurling in front of John. And it's got 3 distinct sections. One shows the vision he's just seen. The next shows the 7 churches of his time. And the final, longest section, it's still unwritten. That's the future. And finally, we get to verse 20, where the vision actually decodes its own central mystery for us, which is super helpful. To make it crystal clear, imagine a little animation. We see the 7 stars, and one by one, they fly down and hover right over 7 angelic beings. Then we see the 7 lampstands, and each one morphs into the icon of a church. The symbols are explained right then and there. He is right there in the middle of his churches. So let's just recap. We've witnessed the divine author. We have felt the absolute awe of this vision, and we've been handed the key to understand the first symbols. John was given this incredible commission to record everything, the past, the present, and the future. So the real question is, as that cosmic scroll continues to unroll, what in the world happens next?